Welcome to the Cash-Based Chiropractor. My name is Dr. Carl Baird, and I help chiropractors build the mindset, the system, and the communication skills needed to build profitable cash-based chiropractic clinics. In today's video, what we're going to talk about is the first phone call, and in particular, the 5 most important questions to ask to get the most information and increase the likelihood that a potential patient is going to become a paying patient. And so, getting started, the very first one is obviously figuring out what's going on. So it's okay to ask what's going on. Is it back pain? Is it knee pain? Where does it hurt? How long has it been going on? How bad is it? Those type of questions. Just getting a background. Again, the goal is to start piecing together this person on the phone, their story. And you can always just start with, hey, what's going on? Tell me more about it. The next is you want to know what else have they tried. So again, this is important because it's going to give you, again, a bigger picture of what's been going on with the patient, any potential objections they might have, reasons that they might not want to get started. So it's important to know other things that they've tried. Number 2 or 3 is what's the number one thing that it stops you from doing? So this was the biggest realization for me with these phone calls is that clients or chiropractic care, physical therapy, it's all a grudge purchase, right? Nobody enjoys spending money on their health, basically, right? They'd rather buy a TV, they'd rather go on vacation, they'd rather buy some other toy. And so they really only reach out to a clinic. This is true even in the insurance world. They only really reach out to a clinic until it starts to impact some other aspect of their life. And you want to know what that is. And so that's the way I like to phrase it. What's the number one thing that stops you from doing? Now again, it's important also to realize that this is very different from what does it stop you from doing? Again, I've asked that question before. And then you get a lot of vague answers. It's kind of a vague question, so you get a lot of vague answers. And they'll say things like, oh, it doesn't really stop me from doing anything. But when you phrase the question, what's the number one thing that it stops you from doing? It helps the client's brain thinking away, oh, running, oh, exercising, oh, hiking, playing with my kids, whatever it is. But when you phrase it, the number one thing, it's just the way it kind of gets their brain thinking a little bit differently. So that was number 3. Number 4, what's your major concern regarding the issue? So again, most people that call the clinic, it's usually been a few weeks to a few months before they finally sought out help. So what is it that's on their mind that made them reach out now? Again, this is, a hard thing for a lot of people to answer. Again, a lot of times you'll get answers like, oh, well, it hurts, it's painful. And it's important, well, yeah, that's why you call. But if that's really your only concern, then, I've told this to a lot of people on the phone, then just lay on the couch and take some pain pills. Like, if pain is really your only concern here, that's my recommendation. But for most people, if they're calling your clinic, pain is not their number one concern. They're worried it's going to get worse. They're worried they might need surgery. They're worried, they're not sure what to do about it. There's all sorts of concerns. They're taking too many pain pills. They're thinking about an injection. And these are all the concerns that we really want to figure out what's really going through their brain because, again, pain is the outward concern, but it's not kind of the deeper inner concern. And the number 3, and again, the next thing, now that we kind of have that inward, how it's affecting them, we want to kind of get their emotional driver because, again, the more emotional you can keep the conversation, the more excited they are to start care with you. So there's a couple ways to do this. What we've been using here at the clinic recently is just, if I could snap my fingers and take this pain away from you right now, had magic fingers, make it go away, how does your life change? And so what we want them to do is be thinking, oh my God, I'd be so much happier. I'd be able to do everything that I wanted to do and I wouldn't have the stress and the daily thoughts about what happens if it gets worse, if I'm gonna be able to go on this vacation, am I gonna be able to do a hike this summer, am I gonna be able to do this, I just had grandkids, am I gonna be able to do that? If you could snap that and snap your fingers and make it go away, I would be so much more stress-free. And so that's kind of what you're looking for is the more emotional words, things like stress, frustrated, that fear would go away, those type of things. And then again, when you're following up with them or you're having the conversation, you know exactly what they want. And then you can communicate, hey, not, hey, I can get you out of back pain, but hey, I can make sure that you're not worried and frustrated daily by this back pain and you don't worry about it getting worse. How does that sound? And that's a much more enticing offer than I can help get you out of back pain, because, so can a bottle of ibuprofen. But a bottle of ibuprofen can't take away the fear of something getting worse. And so those are the type of conversations that you want to have on that first phone call, so that when you do any sort of follow-up or the person comes in for a visit, those are the things you're communicating to them. So I hope that helps. Those are 5 questions that you should ask on the first phone call. And again, if you do want to learn more about starting a cash-based chiropractic clinic, join our email list or shoot me an email. I'm happy to answer any questions you have. I look forward to hearing from you, and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks. Bye.